Chad with New England Homesteaders here. It is Thursday morning, November 15th, I think, and it's about 15 degrees out, and it is super cold. Winter sure rolled in yesterday. It was a high of only about 25, and the wind was at sometimes almost 30 miles an hour, and the makeshift fixed chicken shelter we had set up blew over again, and the rabbit cages were knocked over. Luckily, everybody's okay. So the boys got home from school, and we got that all set up, and we rushed around yesterday to try to get some things set up for winter, and we've got up to 8 inches of snow coming tonight already. So I have a really busy day today with work and trying to fit everything else in to get ready before the snow. But one of the things we set up yesterday was some winter water solutions for storing water in a stock tank with a heater, and we set up a couple of heated water bottles for the rabbits, and I set up the chicken water base that we used back at home. And I've also got to order a couple of heated buckets for the goats and the sheep today. So let's take a look. So this is the solution that my friends Bobby and Shannon used, and I bought one of those expanding, shrinking hoses that I can very easily store in a bucket. My faucet is right over there. You can see a bunch of cardboard I got to get in a dumpster today. But the faucet is right there, so it's a short run to get over here to the stock tank that I've got next to the garage. And take a look in here. It was 15 degrees all night. Let's see if we get any ice in here at all. I don't see any ice anywhere, so that's a pretty good sign. It was 15 degrees all night. This is a big stock tank. This is the one that we used for hatching all of the chicks. And I set it up on pallets so it wasn't sitting right on the ground. There's some leaves under there maybe for a little bit of insulation. And then the stock tank heater is a 1500 watt heater. The recommendations from the company that makes them is that I probably need 2 for this size tank. So I need to see about getting, well, I've got a second one. So we'll see how we do getting through with just one for electricity. It's a 1500 watt heater, and it just sits on the bottom like that, and it keeps the water above freezing. It doesn't heat the water up. It's got this little cord protector here, and then we've got the extension cord running around to a GFI outlet on the front of the garage. Gonna pick up a couple extra extension cords today, and I've seen these cool little waterproof cord couplers that go around the junctions. So I need to get those. Let's take a look what's going on over here this morning. I just saw the quail. I think we lost one. We've only got 3. They're running from me. Smart little boogers. Where are they? There they are. Off in the woods. Would be nice to catch them. Let's see if we can figure out how to do that, but I don't think it's going to be too easy. You guys are slow coming out this morning. Come on, boys. Let the girls out. Still one of my favorite parts of the morning, and they're still coming out. They're a little slow to get out here this morning. It's only 15 degrees, so I'll take a look in here. See, make sure the water and the bunny bottles are doing okay. So we've got no ice anywhere, which is a good sign. These just plug in. I got to get a different power strip option today at Lowe's, and we'll get this rigged up. And then we've got just the heated water base. It's about $40 or so on Amazon, and it works great. We used it all last year, so let's see if I can get by with just one for the winter. With that stock tank, we'll just be able to dip a bucket in there and come out and fill this And then I see Jackson's got his water bottle here, but that's frozen solid, so we'll have to bring water out for the bunnies. But it looks like these water bottles are going to work pretty well. Look over my shoulder, back over there, the sheep are anxiously awaiting for breakfast, and I don't know if you can hear the goats in their shed over there. We've scraped up a bunch of the hay they've been wasting and put it in there to give them some extra bedding, and I'm going to pick up some horse stall mats to put down underneath there, give them a little extra insulation for the winter. Solid block of ice this morning. Yeah, that is not going to work this morning. Let's let the yahoos out. Morning, guys. So we added a ton of hay in here yesterday. Make it a little bit more cozy for them. And you can see there's gaps in the vertical siding board, so I'm going to get some plywood and put up some plywood in here to kind of block the wind for them, and then add some more hay, maybe even a couple of hay bales for them to kind of snuggle up against. Another solid block of ice over here too. How you doing, girls? Ready for some breakfast? How you doing, Willow? Morning, Sienna. Hello, Clarice. And hi, baby Bit. And there's Baba and Misty. How you doing, girls? You guys ate all your hay last night too. Is it cold? Hey, cutie. How you doing? All right, I'm coming. These guys are as crazy as the goats, maybe crazier when it comes to feeding. Like feeding time at the zoo. Alright, so we started working on the fencing. You can see we get these posts with this woven wire here. This is pretty rigid. We ended up putting a T-post in between. I started off with 16-foot runs, and I see some people locally here who've got longer runs than that. But seeing how the goats put their feet up on the fence, I'm assuming maybe the sheep will also. And that 16 feet just had a little bit too much stretch. So I added in these T-posts. See how we brace the corners? It's not difficult, it just took some time. And so basically we sank these posts in the ground 2 feet, add this cross brace, and we just used a timber lock. I don't know if you can see that there. Great little invention. Those are 10-inch timber locks that I bought. They just have a hex head, and I used the impact driver. And we screwed those right in. So we braced the corners like this. And then we measured our fencing runs. So this first run comes from down there by the wagon and comes all the way to right here. And basically, you just wrap the wire around here like this. And then we use a four-wheeler with a fence puller. Try to get some video of that because we're not quite done. We got 3 more runs to do. And with the weather coming, I'm not sure when we're going to get it done. But basically, we pull the wire tight with the four-wheeler and a come-along, get it out past this post, and then we used staples to help secure it. So we just bought fencing staples, fencing nails, and bang those in along the run all the way down. We did just about every one. And then you just start cutting the wires, and you work on the middle, and you wrap it around, and there's this cool little fencing tool that creates the nice little wraps like that. You can see we did that on each one. And then you get to the top, and the top one's a little bit more difficult, but that came out all right. So then the next run we did was this one. a shorter run and just go corner to corner. Same thing, tie that off like that. Get the little twists with the twisty tool from Zariba, pretty cool. And then here's a longer run that we did here. So we've got 3 or 4 more runs to do. I've got gates that are going to go over there. We braced the gate with some extra bracing. You can see we braced the gates, so those gates are pretty heavy. They're 8-foot gates. So the gate is going to actually mount to this one, and that'll latch on that one, and then that gate will latch on, or will mount on this one and latch on the middle post as well. So we got to hurry up and get that all done and get all this electric fencing put away for the year. And the sheep have managed to completely destroy their shelter. We took the cattle panels down and used those to go on the gates. I'll give you a look at that. Man, it is cold out here this morning. This is the fencing we're using. It's just a Red Brand field fence. 330 feet is only about $180. So it's pretty economical and seems very sturdy and rigid once you get this 8-foot run here. But here's the gates we're using. We just got these from Tractor Supply. They were on sale. This is a 6-footer that we're going to put here. So there's going to be one mounted right here, and then the other one is going to be mounted right here to get into the goats. We're going to use the cattle panels that are right here. They're going to move and go from this fence post all the way down the middle and attach to that fence post with just T-posts. That way that's a little bit more configurable, much easier to move around if I want to change up the layout of these paddocks rather than running fence wire down the middle. But so these are the gates, and a little bit too big of spacing in there. Definitely the goats will get out of there, and I think the lambs could easily squeeze out right now too. So we cut cattle panels, the ones that we had been using for the sheep shelter, and we're going to just use some stainless wire and wire these mesh grids on there. To do this ourselves, one panel gave us enough of these sections to do 3 gates, and those panels are only about, I can't even remember, $30 maybe, something like that. And if we were going to buy one gate that has basically the cattle panel type meshing on it, it was about $75 or $100 more. So this is definitely a much better way to go about much more cost effective, I guess I should say. So we'll see how we do it. I think it's going to be pretty easy to use the stainless wire to secure these panels to these gates. So the cost for these gates then, I think the gate was only about $50 or $60. I got the 8-footers the other day for the gates that are out there going into the pasture, and those were only those were on sale for $65. And I want to say I probably only paid about $50 or $60 for these 6-footers. Add in about $10 or $15 for the cattle panel, and that's a pretty good deal. So the rest of these cattle panels will come out. Those are going to go down the middle. This gate will repurpose probably for the chicken shelter. The new chicken shelter came the other day, and we've got to try to get that up this weekend, but with the snow coming today, it's going to be a little crazy. And I decided that I'm just going to use, I've got like basically some garden fence and some T-posts that I'm going to use to enclose the chicken yard, at least temporarily for the winter till we figure out what we're going to do. But it may be sturdy enough to just leave up year round. I think everybody's good, except for water. I'm going to go get some water. What's up, little feller? How you doing, bud? Morning, Jewel. Why are you butting? Why are you head butting me, huh? What you doing? Jewel getting some breakfast. Juniper's chewing on the phone. Here's a little feller. Look at him with the paw. He's like a dog. Yes, hi. Are you growling? You grunting? Did you get some breakfast? What's with the foot? Hi. Good looking dude. Catch me in the face with the horn, that's gonna hurt though. Alright, so I gotta get some hay. Gotta fill some water buckets. And then get to work. And I gotta run a couple errands today, get down to Lowe's, try to get the rest of the stuff we need to get everything all set. We got lots to do, like I said, especially even just today before the snow comes tonight. So you guys had a great week, and hope you're getting ready for winter, and we'll see you in the next video.